Anonymous have just revealed that the TSA is quietly rolling out facial recognition technology to 400 US companies. The implementation of facial recognition screening in airports will soon become a reality for Americans, with a new program gradually introducing this technology at 400 different locations throughout the United States. This initiative, which is being discreetly rolled out, aims to enhance security measures and streamline the airport screening process. The Transportation Security Administration is currently in the initial phases of incorporating automated facial recognition technology into its existing systems, which are designed to authenticate travelers' identification documents. The enhancement being introduced, purportedly designed to collect only essential data, will cross-reference the individual's facial features with their official identification, flight particulars, and security clearance. This facial recognition technology is currently operational at 25 different airports across the region. This advanced system not only verifies the traveler's identity efficiently, but also validates their flight details and security clearance status seamlessly. Anonymous pointed out that one of the most significant disadvantages of facial recognition technology is its potential to infringe upon individual privacy rights. These new facial recognition systems are capable of capturing and analyzing biometric data, including facial features and characteristics, without individuals' consent or knowledge. And this raises concerns about unauthorized surveillance, tracking, and profiling of individuals' movements and activities. In a society where privacy is increasingly valued, the indiscriminate use of facial recognition technology by governments, law enforcement agencies, and private companies has sparked controversy and legal challenges. Anonymous argue that facial recognition poses a threat to civil liberties and democratic principles, undermining individuals' rights to privacy, autonomy, and freedom of expression. Facial recognition technology also poses security risks and vulnerabilities that could be exploited by malicious actors. The collection and storage of biometric data in centralized databases create potential targets for hackers and cybercriminals seeking to access sensitive information or manipulate facial recognition systems for illicit purposes. The Transportation Security Administration promotes this initiative as a means to enhance the efficacy and productivity of security measures. In contrast, some officials within the US government view it as laying the groundwork for the establishment of a pervasive national surveillance system. The Transportation Security Administration representative shared with news outlets that the introduction of facial recognition technology has significantly boosted the efficiency and effectiveness of security protocols. Furthermore, the spokesperson emphasized that this innovative technology not only enhances security measures, but also elevates the overall passenger experience. The individual emphasized that the technological advancement offers a substantial boost in security measures, particularly considering the critical role of identity verification in ensuring robust transportation security. The Transportation Security Administration has refrained from disclosing the specific airports slated to receive facial recognition screening as a security measure. The initiative drew the interest of legislators back in February of the previous year, when the Transportation Security Administration commenced the implementation of facial recognition technology in specific airports across the United States. This strategic move by the TSA aimed to enhance security measures and streamline passenger processing procedures. Senator Edward Markey of Massachusetts emphasized the importance of ensuring that passengers are not put in a position where they have to compromise either their safety or their privacy while traveling, particularly in light of the TSA's recent implementation. The TSA initiative serves as a foundational step towards a potential scenario where a comprehensive nationwide surveillance system could be established. In a society where privacy and freedom are fundamental national values, entrusting any government with excessive power poses a grave threat. The delicate balance between governmental authority and individual rights is crucial to uphold the essence of democracy and personal liberty. Senate members wrote a letter addressed to the Transportation Security Administration, urging the organization to discontinue the use of facial recognition technology. The senators expressed concerns that the implementation of this technology could potentially worsen highlighted issues. Moreover, they highlighted the potential risks to Americans' safety and security if the biometric data collected were to be accessed by unauthorized individuals or private corporations. The senators emphasized the importance of safeguarding citizens' privacy and preventing any misuse of sensitive biometric information. Congressional lawmakers took their concerns one step further in November by denouncing facial recognition screenings at airports and a proposed bipartisan Traveler Privacy Protection Act to prevent the TSA from collecting facial biometric data. Senator John Kennedy said that every day, TSA scans thousands of Americans' faces without their permission and without making it clear that travelers can opt out of the invasive screening. Despite numerous appeals for the Transportation Security Administration to cease its objectionable utilization of facial recognition technologies, the agency has persistently broadened its deployment throughout various regions in the nation. This ongoing expansion of facial recognition technology by the TSA has raised concerns among privacy advocates and civil liberties groups. Travelers must have the freedom to travel by air without compromising their fundamental right to privacy, which should not be treated as just another piece of baggage. If the Traveler Privacy Protection Act is approved, a mandate would be imposed on the Transportation Security Administration to promptly cease its facial recognition initiative and eliminate all biometric information within a time frame of 3 months. Kennedy expressed his disbelief at the TSA's decision to further develop its intrusive facial recognition initiative, despite reservations from Congress. He highlighted the agency's attempt to ignore legitimate privacy worries by emphasizing that citizens' concerns regarding their privacy remain steadfast. The situation raises questions about the TSA's priorities and disregard for public sentiments. Moreover, Kennedy's remarks underscore the tension between governmental security measures and individual rights, signaling a crucial need for a balanced approach that respects both security needs and personal privacy. The Transportation Security Administration has clarified that the facial recognition software implemented will not retain any data utilized during the verification process, nor will it be employed for surveillance or law enforcement objectives. The Transportation Security Administration official informed NextGov that the agency is in the initial phases of incorporating automated facial recognition technology to enhance the existing credential authentication technology devices that were implemented a few years ago. The integration of automated facial recognition capabilities is seen as a significant advancement in the agency's efforts to enhance security measures and improve verification processes at security checkpoints. At the airports, travelers will encounter prominent signs at the screening area entrance, informing them about the utilization of facial recognition technology. Additionally, these notices will provide reassurance to travelers by guaranteeing that the airport system does not retain or preserve any individual's data following a successful identification match. This measure aims to enhance security protocols while also ensuring passenger privacy and data protection. The TSA fact sheet emphasized that the sole exemption would occur in a limited testing environment for evaluation of the effectiveness of the technology. This exception pertains to specific scenarios where the technology is being rigorously assessed to determine its efficacy. The facial recognition technology is created using CAT scanners, which take real-time pictures and compare the photo to the person's photo ID. The system employs sophisticated artificial intelligence models that have been trained to develop a biometric template based on the unique facial characteristics of an individual. This template is then utilized to make a comparison with the facial traits depicted in a different image. The United States government lacks specific guidance, regulation, or legislation to effectively control the use of facial recognition technology, leading to concerns regarding potential infringements on human rights, privacy violations, and encroachments on civil liberties. In the previous year, the Transportation Security Administration disclosed that it successfully conducted security screenings for an unprecedented total of over 858 million travelers, translating to a daily average of 2.4 million passengers. This noteworthy figure underscores the immense volume of individuals passing through security checkpoints on a daily basis. In recent years, advancements in technology have enabled governments around the world to deploy sophisticated surveillance tools to monitor and track individuals' activities, both online and offline. From mass surveillance programs to location tracking and social media monitoring, governments have increasingly relied on surveillance to gather intelligence, investigate crimes, and maintain social control. However, the expansion of government surveillance has raised concerns about the erosion of privacy rights and the potential for abuse of power. Anonymous has been quick to highlight the dangers of unchecked surveillance, warning people about the risks of living in a surveillance state where individuals' every move is monitored and tracked by the government. One of the primary ways in which Anonymous warns people about government tracking is by exposing and raising awareness about surveillance programs and practices. Through data leaks, whistleblowing, and online activism, Anonymous has uncovered numerous instances of government surveillance and provided evidence of mass surveillance programs conducted by intelligence agencies such as the NSA and CIA. For example, in 2013, former NSA contractor Edward Snowden leaked classified documents revealing the extent of the NSA's global surveillance apparatus, including the PRISM program, which collected vast amounts of data from major tech companies. Anonymous played a crucial role in disseminating this information to the public, raising awareness about the scale and scope of government surveillance. In addition to exposing government surveillance programs, Anonymous also educates the public about the dangers of surveillance and provides guidance on how individuals can protect their privacy and digital rights. Through online forums, social media channels, and informational resources, Anonymous shares tips and tools for safeguarding personal information and resisting government tracking. Anonymous encourages individuals to use encryption, secure communication channels, and privacy-enhancing technologies to protect themselves from surveillance and maintain anonymity online. By empowering people with knowledge and resources, Anonymous aims to counteract government surveillance and promote a culture of privacy and digital freedom. Another way in which Anonymous warns people about government tracking is by challenging government overreach and advocating for legal and policy reforms to protect privacy rights. Anonymous organizes protests, petitions, and campaigns to raise awareness about surveillance issues and pressure governments to enact meaningful reforms. Anonymous calls for increased transparency, accountability, and oversight of government surveillance programs, as well as stricter limits on the collection and use of personal data. By holding governments accountable for their surveillance practices, Anonymous seeks to protect individuals' rights to privacy and freedom of expression in the digital age. As of right now, Anonymous plays a crucial role in warning people about government surveillance and tracking of individuals. Through exposing surveillance programs, educating the public, and challenging government overreach, Anonymous raises awareness about the dangers of unchecked surveillance and advocates for privacy rights and digital freedom. In recent years, the collective known as Anonymous has transcended its origins as a loose association of internet activists to become a symbol of global dissent and secrecy. While traditionally associated with cyber activism and political hacktivism, Anonymous has recently turned its attention to a seemingly different realm: mysterious weather phenomena. This shift has raised eyebrows and sparked speculation about the group's motives and the nature of these phenomena themselves. One of the notable instances where Anonymous addressed mysterious weather phenomena was in a series of cryptic messages posted on various online platforms. These messages hinted at unusual weather patterns occurring globally, ranging from sudden, unexplained temperature fluctuations to bizarre cloud formations, and even reports of localized storms appearing out of nowhere. An odd weather anomaly that was photographed over Bosnia and Herzegovina was the subject of one of their most recent posts. Oddly enough, the person who uploaded it claimed that it is very difficult to locate pictures of it online. The user said that hundreds of individuals had sent the incident to websites that look into unexplained weather anomalies when it originally happened. However, the user claimed that doing a reverse image search now yields nothing, leading them to speculate that an unusual occurrence may be occurring. Those who follow weather apps have been posting odd anomalies like this one lately. One anonymous user stated, "They are attempting to compile a photo book with all of the images, as many of them are disappearing off the internet." To produce forecasts and real-time updates, weather applications rely on a sophisticated network of data sources, such as satellites, weather stations, and numerical weather prediction models. These sources collect enormous volumes of meteorological data, which are then processed and analyzed by highly skilled algorithms to generate weather forecasts and visualizations that are available to people all over the world. Currently, there are a number of intriguing theories put up by anonymous members and investigators into why these anomalies are occurring. These theories include solar activity that is mysterious, experiments, and unidentified items. These claims were accompanied by purported satellite images and eyewitness accounts, although their authenticity remained uncertain. The choice of topic was striking, as it diverged from Anonymous's typical focus on socio-political issues. Instead of targeting specific entities or advocating for particular causes, Anonymous seemed intent on drawing attention to what they described as anomalies in the Earth's atmosphere. One theory that has been proposed is that this location is the subject of an experiment being carried out above, which is being concealed because it wasn't discovered until the very last minute. An anonymous user speculated that the experiment, which the weather app had discovered, might have been a military cover-up. The military may decide to conceal or delay this information, at least temporarily, for a number of reasons, even if the first instinct may be to notify the public and organize emergency response activities. First, evaluating the potential impact of these anomalies on national security and strategic interests would be the first priority for military leaders in such a scenario. The nature, scope, and composition of the events could provide a variety of risks, ranging from potential interruptions in communication and transportation networks to physical harm to military sites and vital infrastructure. Armed forces would need to learn as much as they could about the anomalies and prospective impact zones in order to create a response strategy that would be effective and reduce any hazards. Military officials may give strategic considerations, such protecting important individuals, assets, and capabilities, priority over public notification in a situation like this. The sudden appearance of this mysterious meteorological phenomenon caught experts' attention on a number of digital sites. Current satellite imagery has captured an incredible occurrence where this huge object appears to be fanned out above the area. Many who have seen these images are perplexed by the sudden development seen in the photos, which has sparked discussion and conjecture about the underlying reasons and scientific theories for this extraordinary event. The rapid arrival and disappearance of these enormous objects, together with the puzzling dark emptiness that followed, have left many puzzled, pushing the limits of reason and leaving people in search of explanations. Because of its peculiar nature, this strange object intrigued meteorologists and spectators, igniting questions about the dynamics and unpredictable nature of weather systems. After the photographs started vanishing from the internet, the unusual event generated a lot of interest, with many asking where the images went and why they had suddenly disappeared. Users responded in a variety of ways, expressing how surprised and confused they were by the occurrence, especially given that the site uses satellite data. The incident sparked a great deal of interest and conjecture within the internet community, in addition to captivating the audience, and the addition of satellite data complicated the picture and sparked investigations and debates over the puzzling discovery. A more thorough examination of the elements that led to this event's precipitation is warranted given the intricacy of the phenomenon and the questions it raises about the interplay of local weather systems. In addition to providing insight into the atmospheric phenomena at play, a thorough investigation of the incident's underlying causes is also encouraged.
Scientists don't know why hundreds of birds are getting sick. Birds are a crucial part of the world's natural ecosystem. Without them, much would be lost. Now, scientists are racing to figure out why they are falling sick en masse to stop a potential tragedy from unraveling. In the Midwest and southern regions of the United States, birds are passing away and falling sick at alarming rates, with no explicit explanation. An estimated 7 states are affected. Blue jays, European starlings, and grackles are among those most affected by the mysterious disease spreading through the bird world. According to avian biologist Kate Stankard of the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife Resources, we are experiencing an unusual amount of bird mortality this year. We have yet to figure out what the problem is. The condition seems to be pretty deadly. The sickly birds are found with puffy eyes, often crusted over with pus, and many suffer from seizures and suffer from an inability to stay balanced. Biologists who have examined the birds claim that they act blind even when they have perfectly healthy eyesight and are mentally or instinctively lacking. For example, they cease to fly away when approached, a common avian behavior that ensures their safety. This suggests the sickness removes a bird's self-preservation instincts, making it susceptible to external dangers. In Stankard's words, the birds often sit still, often kind of shaking. Stankard asserts that hundreds of birds across the United States are struggling with the mysterious illness and emphasizes the problem is no longer a minuscule one, but a nationwide issue which worsens each year. Biologists across America promise that they are doing all they can to uncover the cause of this phenomenon. A multi-state research group has formed in an attempt to research the sickness further and hopefully discover a cure to administer into the wild. Even when a cure is found, there is some speculation about how one might get it out into the ecosystem safely. Investigating the issue is time-consuming, requiring samples to be analyzed several times during lab tests to obtain definitive results, and often come back inconclusive. Theories have arisen as to what might have caused the illness. Wildlife biologist Laura Kearns poses that pesticides might be causing this widespread avian pandemic, and suggests she has heard other people claim a heightened population of cicadas are to blame. Pesticides have been known to negatively impact not only the insects they are made for, but larger ecosystems because mammals and birds feed on poisoned insects, causing the toxicity to affect them. This is not helped by the fact that many pesticides are outlawed in various countries around the world for their extreme toxicity. According to Kearns, in Ohio alone, hundreds of birds have been found, all perishing from the same cause, the unknown sickness. Despite the initial belief that the sickness was a return of the infamous avian influenza, all tests to prove this have come back negative. This illness is something entirely new, and scientists are unprepared. Sick birds from Kentucky have since been sent for analysis at the University of Georgia to be tested by the Southeastern Cooperative Wildlife Disease Study. New Mexican wildlife biologists have also begun reporting abrupt avian fatalities and a shocking decline in their populations. By now, the total avian population loss across America might have reached far beyond 100,000. Unusual animal behavior preceding the 2011 Japan earthquake. Earthquakes are terrifying. As all forces of nature, they destroy all in their wake and can cause many casualties, not to mention millions, if not billions of dollars worth of damaged property. Yet, to add to their terror, animals have been spotted behaving in mysterious ways when earthquakes are about to occur. It's long been known that animals sense oncoming natural disasters, and some scientists believe animal behavior can be analyzed to predict when and where such earthquakes might happen, as it's difficult to predict natural disasters. The specifics as to how these animals know danger is coming or why are not yet definitively known. In 2011, on March 11th, a terrible earthquake took place in Japan and gave researchers much insight into the phenomenon. An estimated 20,000 people perished or disappeared that day, highlighting it as a dark day in Japanese history. Researchers investigated animal behavior prior to the earthquake, and their questionnaires uncovered that several hundred pet owners in the region experienced strange behavioral patterns in their animals before the disaster. Cat and dog owners were questioned respectively, and 351 out of 1,962 pets were reported to behave strangely. The odd behaviors included increased restlessness, a factor linking all the cases. Cows were also investigated, and research revealed that cows yielded less milk the closer they were to the earthquake's epicenter a week before the earthquake occurred. The fact that animal behaviors were a minority and not a majority brings some doubt to the idea that animal instincts can be used to predict earthquakes, but researchers believe that the project shows promise. Whereas the cow's milk yield fell the week leading up to the natural disaster, the cats and dogs behaved agitated and restless on the day of or the day before the earthquake. Owners reported symptoms of biting owners, panic, barking loudly, hiding, climbing high trees, meowing pathetically, and taking kittens outside. In 1995, a similar study was conducted in Japan before the Great Hanshin earthquake. In that report, over half of the pet owners declared strange animal behaviors. Mice in Kobe, one of the cities affected by the earthquake, began fleeing the region en masse the day before. The same thing happened with birds and insect populations, though they fled an estimated hour before the earthquake. It's believed that because animals, dogs and cats especially, can hear sounds inaudible to humans and feel frequencies, they are aware of incoming disasters. Animals have been found to be more sensitive to the natural world regarding changes in the atmosphere and gravity. It's speculated that earthquakes possess physical attributes, such as the release of carbon monoxide and ultra-low frequencies which alert animals to brewing trouble. Scientists discover a continent that had been missing for 375 years. Continents are massive. It might come as a surprise then that scientists recently found a brand new continent hidden away for hundreds of years. A group of geoscientists uncovered the continent of Zealandia, known in the Maori tongue as Turua Maui. The continent has been recorded but seemingly faded from history books. The continent is believed to have been connected to Gondwana, a supercontinent that existed an estimated 500 million years ago and encompassed a massive portion of both Australia and Antarctica. The very first mention of the continent in the Western world comes from Abel Tasman, a Dutch merchant and sailor from 1642. Tasman remarked his desire to find a mysterious Great Southern Continent in hopes of etching his name into history, a task he struggled with. He had a conflict with the Maori, but was informed by the tribes that a giant landmass resided in the east. Despite Tasman's endless travels, he never uncovered the mythic Great Southern Continent. In 2017, that changed. At some point in history, billions of years ago, the continent tore away from the supercontinent of Gondwana for reasons yet unknown by scientists. At long last, 375 years after Tasman's journey, the continent was finally found. There has been speculation surrounding the mysterious and fabled Zealandia long before its finding. Only now do scientists agree in its existence, all those millions of years ago. Most of Zealandia is flooded, the murky depths concealing it all this time. Yet once the underwater landmass was investigated, it led scientists to wonder why they had not realized its existence sooner. Currently, researchers are trying to etch the history of Zealandia onto paper, to map its existence, its separation from Gondwana, and its downfall into the endless oceanic depths. According to scholar Nick Mortimer, if you think about it, every continent on the planet has different countries on it, but there are only 3 territories on Zealandia. The continent's strangeness adds to its scientific and geological appeal. Our world is a bizarre place, so we can never truly know what lurks in the skies or beneath the waves.